Hello, everybody. I am just setting up, waiting for you guys to join in. During this color layering video series, there were a couple people that had asked me to do the peacock. I did the Hero Arts flamingo. So a couple people had asked about the Hero Arts peacock. So I just wanted to show you a couple ways to do that. One of the things I had mentioned in the last video that I didn't show was using the negative area of a die cut in order to get your stamped images, especially if you're doing multiple copies or mass productions. So what you can do is here you can see I've run this matching die through my Big Shot, or sorry, through my Gemini Junior. And so there's the piece that got cut out. And then here is your frame, right? Or your negative piece. So what you can do is to help you line up is to use this as kind of a template. Hello, Natalie. Hi, Melanie. So, let me see here. Why do I feel like I'm missing a magnet? That's all right. It'll turn up. It's probably in my other Misty. Okay, so anyway, let me just show you guys how you can do that by putting that in there. So we're going to start with the top layer, and you can see I have my little sticky note with the colors that I frequently use on the stamp set. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Dee. So I'm going to start with the solid layer of the body first. I'll line that up in here where I think it should go. Just trying to look through the die cut to make sure I have it lined up correctly. And I'm going to do the body with a blue color. This is Lawn Fawn's Fish Tank. It's like a turquoise blue color. Yes, Dee, I'm doing the Hero Arts color layering peacock because I got a lot of requests for it when I did the flamingo. So here's the flamingo I did. This is the Hero Arts flamingo, and that's a video you can go back and check on. So here I did it without the die and here with the die. And so some people had asked if I would do the peacock. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just actually going to move that magnet so it holds the whole body down. Thank you, Dee. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are almost to 4,000 subscribers, which means I'll probably be getting close to doing a giveaway again. Okay, so now we're going to take the next layer of the peacock, which is the upper layer of the body again, but I call this the detailed layer, so it's 2 steps. So again, we are going to look down through the stamp. Sorry, I'm going to pull this down so I can see. And line up. This one is pretty easy to line up, I think. You just make sure all of your outer areas are on top of that lighter blue area. And we're going to stamp that in a darker blue. The blue that I'm going to use is Blueberry Bushel from Stampin' Up, which is a little bit darker blue. These sponge pads, you just need to barely dab those sponge pads. They put out a lot of ink. So pretty. Okay, and then we're going to do his tail. It has to be a him because female peacocks are brown, right? The hens. Only male peacocks have the colors. Okay, so Once again, gonna start off with so the tail has 3 layers. So you have this layer is the most solid layer, then we have the detail layer, and then we have the spots. So we're doing this most solid area. So I'm just going to move my magnet up. And then what you're looking at here is not only do you want this part of the body connected to the tail, but you want to make sure all your edges stay inside the die. So I have the body touching, like this stamp is barely button up against the body there. And I'm going to make sure all of this down the body. So right now I feel like I'm too far over to the right and not enough to the left. So I'm going to shift it slightly. Again, making sure that I'm still touching the body there. But now I'm not as far out of the lines there. So this is where a stamp positioning tool comes in handy, because you're not moving the stamp or trying to, you know, guide your hands down and stamping it in the wrong place. I find that as I'm getting older, my right hand shakes a little bit, and I notice when I'm trying to concentrate, I get nervous, and then my hand shakes even more. So stamp positioning tool really helps out with that. All right, so we're going to start off with, let me test my colors here. So I have a scrap piece of paper here because I don't remember which one's darker and lighter. This is Lawn Fawn Peacocks, which I think is the lighter one. And then this one is an older Stampin' Up! One, Emerald Envy. This just retired. But again, you use what you got. Yeah, that's much darker. So if you're not sure how color is going to layer, swatch it out. All right, so we're going to do Peacock, Lawn Fawn Peacock, which is a more teal green on the bottom solid part of his tail here. Oh, did I move it? Yeah, we're okay. It scooted to my benefit there, D. Good eye, D. Okay, now we're going to go to the more detailed layer, and we are going to do that in the darker green. So same thing, going to eyeball it up. Now on this one, it's a little trickier because what you're actually eyeballing up here is not just the top part of the tail, but you want to line up all the little bubbles or dots down at the bottom. And that's going to be the difficult part. So they all have a little green dot in them. You guys see that? Come on, focus camera. Okay, so see how all of them have this little green dot in the middle. So that's what you're going to line up with your stamp. So not only are we lining up this part of the body here, we're also going to line up those little dots, because we're going to eventually stamp those in a different color. So we want to make sure that this second color does not overlap those dots. So we want to make sure that all those dots are in the center of this stamp. I think I got it pretty good there. All right, so this one we're going to do with the Emerald Envy. It's just a darker green. Got ink on my misty door. Okay. Ta-da! So now, show you guys here. Now all of those dots went from teal to green. Can you guys see the colors okay? Is the lighting okay? Because it always looks too dark for me on my screen when I'm looking at it, but when I play it back, it looks okay. So we have the teal on the inside and we have the darker green outlining it. All right, so there's one more layer to this. This is where it starts to get tricky, because if you don't layer it right, you're going to mix your colors, and then it's just going to have like this funky butterfly looking color layering peacock. He's just going to be full of rainbow colors. All right, so then the third one, again, is just the polka dot layer. So what we're going to do here, again, is just line up the dots. That's all this stamp is just the dots. So we want to line up all of the dots on top of the dots and swirls and everything else. Okay, and then for that one, I have this pretty yellow pineapple punch from Stampin' Up. And if you like these colors, I'll link them to my Stampin' Up page if you don't have a Stampin' Up rep for you. The only one that is retired is the Emerald Envy, which is the darker green. But this is like a nice bright yellow. Oh my gosh, you guys. Every time I do this, it just surprises me when I do it right. All right, so this is what I was trying to show here, was using the die cut to keep your image centered. Because if you try to stamp this and then cut it out, it doesn't always line up right. Again, just because this is a two-piece set with the body and the tail. So I die cut it first and then stamped it. So you can see I'm perfectly in the die. And you can see there are 3 different layers and 3 different colors to that tail. So we have a teal, a green, and a yellow. And then his body is 2 layers. Now there is a stamp for the face if you wanted to do that. Do we want to risk it? Let's see how far can we take this. You don't have to. But there is a tiny little stamp here. So I'm just going to pull this down just so I can put my head over it. Every time I do this, I'm afraid I'm going to smack the camera because it's my little laptop here and my face is literally like right on top of it. Oh, hold on, guys. Can't see. Getting old. Today, I actually had to ask the girl in the next office for her reading glasses because I couldn't read one of the customer's contracts today. And I was like, does somebody have reading glasses I can borrow? And I just got my eyes checked. And my eye doctor's like, no, everything's good. Now, I do wear contacts, but I think I'm going to need to get some kind of reading glasses. Okay, so this one, I really can't tell you how to line it up. You just have to look through it and try to line up the eye as best as you can. And the stamp, because it's photopolymer, keeps sticking to my finger and moving. You might just want to do a little block for this one, honestly. All right. Now, what color do we make that? So here's another thing I do. If I don't know what color I'm going to stamp an image, I Google the image and I look at it. So here, my phone would turn on. You can see I Googled peacock and you can go to images and here are pictures of peacock bird. So here is a very close one of the different colors in the feathers and their face. So it looks like that area is almost a golden yellow as well, or a light color. So you could leave it the way that it is. I think I'm just going to use the same yellow that we had out just because we have it out. And because it's such a light color, hopefully I don't mess it up. Ta-da! All right, so let me give you guys a close-up here. And with these little stamps, you got to put them away right away because they get lost so easily. So there's another tip. When you're using your smaller stamps, get them back in the package there because we have all lost those little bitty stamps. Good idea, Dee. Dee says, touch your embossing buddy. That's right. Get that powder on your fingers so you don't have to worry about it sticking. All right, so let me just put this up against colored paper there so it focuses. Come on, camera. All right, so there you can see his little face. his body and his beautiful tail. Now I take it one step further and get out my shimmer pen. And I just randomly squiggle in some sparkle there. I do it on all the little spots on his tail. Could even go in with some glitter Nuvo drops and do like maybe a gold sparkle on the little peacock tail there on the little circles. I don't know if there's an official name. It's like the eye of the feather or something. I don't know. I know you guys won't be able to see it, but now he's got some bling to go with that. Now, of course, the camera's not going to pick that up. Okay, guys, so I hope that helps you out with another tip of using the die cut. And this is for any stamps you have. It doesn't just have to be layering stamps. If you have stamps that you want to make sure you're lining up correctly with a die cut it first. I think so many times we are prone to stamping and then die cutting. Try doing it the other way. Die cut the image first and then use that negative space as your guide, keeping that positive space in there and then stamping over it. And you'll find that it fits the die cut a lot nicer. I mean, we have this perfect border all the way around the stamped image, and it really helped me line that body up, because if I would have tried to freehand this, I think I would have been off a little bit. All right, so there you go, guys. I do have, I think, 2 more videos I'm going to do on this layering series. If you have any questions, post them below. And if you like this video, scroll up to the top and please give it a thumbs up. Again, we're really, really close to 4,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I am overwhelmed. So I would like to do a giveaway. So feel free to share this video as well to anyone you think would appreciate it. And any questions or comments, put them down below. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night and have a great holiday weekend. Bye, guys.